Anyway, it's time. We're doing a weekend reading vlog. It's Thursday afternoon. I got off work like an hour ago and I've been home chilling, watching YouTube, reading some books. But let's go through our weekend plans. So these are my current reads right now, what I'm currently reading, trying to get through slowly but surely for some of these. But you know, it's a new month, let's have a new outlook, let's ignore our life problems. I'm great at that. I'm great at ignoring everything happening in life and just being delusional. I live in delusions. Get into the books that I'm trying to read. Okay. Me and my friend have been buddy reading The Appeal. We're supposed to be on page 200 now. I'm on page 200. I don't know if she's there yet, but I might try to get us 250 in this weekend. Maybe. It'll probably be more like 220 because neither of us are really liking this book. Even though we're 200 pages in, I could not tell you what is happening in this. All I know is that it's a murder mystery and you're trying to figure out who the killer is and also who has died. And I don't think you find out either of those until the end of the book. So there's that. I've also been reading The Metamorphosis by Ovid. This is just basically like, I don't even know. This is basically just like a Greek mythology omnibus. Like, there's 14 stories or 14 books in here, and they're all just like the chronological retelling of like all of the Greek myths and basically just the entire account of Greek mythology in a book. I've been making my way through this for literal years and I'm on book 11 now. I've reread this book so many times and I'm only just now like comprehending what is going on because I've never made it past like book 3. And now we're on book 11, so I'm proud of myself. My goal for the weekend is to get through book 13. So I want to read 3 more of the books in here. That's another reading goal we have. Then I had planned to do a video reading like the longest and shortest book on my physical TBR, but then I deleted the footage for reasons. But I started reading Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky, which is the longest book on my physical TBR. This is 703 pages. And I'm really liking it. I'm 100 pages in and I'm vibing with wherever this is gonna go, man. Like, shoot, okay. It's giving creepy vibes. It's like all of the Stephen King vibes without the slurs, you know? So I'm gobbling this one up. So I feel like I can finish this weekend. I don't know. If not finish, at least get to page like 600 or something. Because I got to page 100 today and I only read for like 20 minutes. So if I can read 50 pages in like 20 minutes, I feel like I can finish this weekend. Even though it's a big chunk of a book. But like the spacing of the words. What was I saying? I like this book because they're really short chapters. The paragraphs are really short. Not like dialogue heavy, but like the way his thoughts are structured, like you're like from the boy's perspective. I didn't say what this was about at all, and I'm just rambling on about it. This is about a boy whose name is Christopher. He's like 9, I think, and he goes missing in the woods for a couple of days, and then he comes out and things are looking up. And then I think horror ensues. I literally have no idea. I did not read the synopsis. I don't read synopses for most of the books I read, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be horror. I have tabbed like moments in the first 100 pages that have already like spooked me out. I'm not like scared, but like that was a little offsetting. That was a little off-putting. That was weird. Why'd you say it like that? And I'm liking it. So that's where I'm at in this. Then the shortest book on my TBR, I remembered what I was talking about. The shortest book on my TBR, Fair Play by Tove Jansson. This is the absolute queen, absolute gay icon who wrote The Moomins, which is one of my favorite shows like ever. Iconic. Anyway, This one's only 100 pages. And the text is like pretty big. So I feel like I could get through this very, very quickly. I do have plans for like every day this weekend. I'm acting like I have a free weekend to just sit in bed all day and read books. Kind of do, but not really. I've got stuff planned for like every day. So I also have to go to work tomorrow. It's fine. I'm reading this. I want to finish this weekend. And then on my Kindle, I'm reading The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. This is a book that I honestly went into knowing absolutely nothing, and I still know absolutely nothing. I have no idea what this book is supposed to be about, what the vibes are, what the plot is. I'm like 1 chapter into it. Could not tell you what it's about. I literally have not heard anyone talk about this either. I added it to my list on Libby because of the cover. I was like, that looks cool. And then the other day I was like, why don't I just check it out then? So I'm reading that. I don't expect to finish this, even though it's only like 184 pages. I don't think I'll finish that this weekend. That's very ambitious. It's already getting a little, see what I mean by I live in delusion? It's already getting like way too out of hand. Do not expect any crazy miracle out of this video. But I'm like, I think 8% of the way through that. Like I read it, there's long chapters in this book. It's fine though, it's fine. I'm hoping to get probably like 30% of the way through that by the end of the weekend, because I like read on my Kindle before I go to bed, because I don't have like a bedside light or anything, and I don't like having the big light on, so when it's dark outside and I'm laying in bed, I can just read on my Kindle. Then I am also listening to Come on Shore and We Will Kill and Eat You All by Christina Thompson, I think her name is. I don't know. It's like her memoir, I guess. I don't really know how I feel about the vibes she's putting out there. I'm like 40% of the way through this, so this I'll definitely finish by the end of the day tomorrow, because I'm listening to it on audio, so I'm like listening to it at work. This will be done tomorrow. I don't even know how to describe it. She's talking about like her life. She's from Boston and she moved to Australia for school, and then she went on a trip to New Zealand and she met her like now husband there, and he's like of the natives of New Zealand, so he's like Maori, which is why I had the book on my list, I guess. We're not gonna get into how I add books to my list. This one I had Googled list of books about New Zealand and it came up, and I did not read the synopsis or look at the author, and I'll give more on my thoughts when I finish this book. Just know right now I'm a little bit weirded out, just a little bit. I'll explain later. But those are my plans this weekend. It'll be like what, tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like 4 days. These are my plans for the next 4 days. So we'll see how it goes. I have pretty high hopes for this weekend. I don't know. Might go to the bookstore, probably gonna go to the library, maybe even the beach? Question mark? That's a big question mark. I did just get over my like absolutely horrendous sunburn from the last time we went to the beach. So I was peeling majorly for like 3.5 weeks. But I'm done peeling now and I wanna go back to the beach. And it's like hot here, so we'll see how that goes. Let's get into it. We're done here. Every day I wake up and it's worse. Yep. Anyway, I just got terrible news last night. It seems like every time I film a fucking video, my life decides to go to freaking shit. But whatever. I'm gonna go to work. Maybe I'll go book shopping later. I think that's our plans for after the work day. Me and my mom are gonna go to some bookstores, I think. And I'm just gonna read tonight and forget my troubles. Maybe watch a movie or something. My eyes are so swollen because I cried for like 2 hours last night and then fell asleep and woke up and cried again. Also, my dreams were not hitting at all. They did not help the situation in any way, shape, or form. My brain hates me. Back home. Oh, it's gonna storm tonight. Let me show you what I got. Brief History of Time, Stephen Hawking, future video. The Moon by Whale Light by Diane Ackerman. Plans for tonight. I want to get through, I think, 2 chapters of Wasp Factory. So I'm 2 chapters in. That'll put me at about a little under halfway. I think I'm just gonna save this for the weekend. And then whatever else I squeeze in there, I squeeze in there. Reading sprints are on, so I'm gonna do that. I finished that stupid book. Come on shore and we will eat and kill you all, or kill and eat you all. Man, I thought I was crazy when I was listening to it, and I was like, this is not correct. Like, this is not, something is off. And I was reading the reviews and people were like completely agreeing with me, so I know I'm not going crazy. That book is terrible. I highly do not recommend. I'll explain more later, but like, honestly, that's like almost put me in a reading slump right now. So I'm just gonna go to bed, watch some YouTube, and hopefully I'll be in the mood to read more tomorrow. I'm supposed to be hanging out with family tomorrow, so we'll see how much reading I actually get done, but that's the plan for now. Good morning. It's time to get up. It's Saturday. I'm a little pissed off because I'm hungry and I haven't had breakfast yet, and I have to go get gas. Maybe I'll get to Starbucks on the way home. That might make me less upset right now. I am a hangry person through and through. But I'm gonna go get gas, get breakfast, come back, probably read a little before I have to go out. And we'll see what happens today. Every clip is just me in the car. Just get used to it. I'm outside of Barnes & Noble, and I'm trying to decide if I should go in or go home and read more, but I want to look at books. But there's no new releases. I actually have a book that just arrived today at home, and I just got books yesterday. But I could get a book out of here. Okay, I just convinced myself. I've been reading all day, and I was gonna give a reading update, and then I saw a giant roach in my room, and I had to immediately exit the premises because I simply was not, The worst part is that it's gone now. It's just disappeared. So I'm gonna be in a heightened state of alert until that is dealt with. My goal for tonight is to get to page 200. There's reading sprints on right now. these sprints are on. So I'm gonna read for the like 34 minutes that are left. And I think I'll be able to make it to page 200 by then. I'm on 171. That's how my night's going. I got to page 203. I'm really liking it. It's getting really creepy. Really creepy. Things were found in the woods, tree houses were built, mysteries are being uncovered while other ones are coming to fruition. It's getting crazy. And I'm really enjoying myself. Also reading, I'm like almost halfway through Fair Play. It's only 100 pages. It's really just like snippets of the lives of these two women like together. And it's like cute, but like there's really like, I don't know, I feel like there's not really any like substance. And I don't like hate the characters, but I don't really like feel connected to them, and I also don't feel like their relationship is like realistic. I don't know. Coming from someone who has never been with a person ever in their life, this is not how real couples are. How am I to know? I'm not to know. That's all I know. It's like almost midnight, so I'm gonna watch some YouTube. I might read another chapter in Wasp Factory tonight, but if not, I'll probably end up reading some of it tomorrow. Books will be finished tomorrow. It's gonna be Sunday. I'm gonna be like home all day. I have no plans. I might go to the library, but I doubt it because I have too much to read here anyway. If I read any more tonight, I'll update you, but I highly doubt that I will. So, see you in the morning. Good morning. It's Sunday. My goal today to finish Fair Play. I've got like less than 50 pages, so I feel like I can knock this out. I'm gonna see how much of this I can get through. I also wanted to read at least 2 chapters of The Wasp Factory. I have no plans today. I'm home all day. And I feel like I can get through like maybe 2 books today, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very tired. Roach update. It still has yet to be seen again, and it's freaking me out. It's really freaking me out because that thing was huge. He was huge. There was also a moth in here last night. I might as well just camp in the backyard, obviously, if it's gonna be like this. But I'm gonna have some breakfast and finish this, I think. Okay, I'm on chapter 8 of The Wasp Factory. This book is so freaking weird. But I think I want to go to the library. I have an audiobook that came in called Elsewhere. I have no idea if it's a fiction or a nonfiction. I think it's a nonfiction. I don't know. Again, saw a pretty cover, added it to my list. No idea what it's about. But it's only like 3 hours, so I think if I go to the library, I can listen to that while I'm there, and maybe I'll find some books, because I'm over halfway through The Wasp Factory now. I feel like I'll probably finish Imaginary Friend someday this week. I don't think I'll finish it today, just because, like, I'm supposed to be having family come over today, I think, so I might be busy later. But the library's open, and I want to go, so I am. I cannot be in this house knowing that huge roach is somewhere alive, crawling around. I'm really hoping it just went right back wherever it came from. But I don't know. So I'm gonna go to the library, look around, get some books, maybe finish another book, and I'll check in later. It's Easter Sunday, so library's closed. Realized that before I got out of the neighborhood, so I really just rode in a little circle. Just to I guess, feel the outside air on my face or something. I don't know. But I'm back in now. Let's get into it, I guess. I don't even know what I just read. Alright, let's get a little wrap up going here. Let's wrap it up. Anyway, let's start with, what am I trying to say? Let's start with the books that I finished first. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. First book that I finished was Come on Shore and We Will Kill and Eat You All by Christina Thompson. Y'all, this book was terrible. Objectively bad. I thought I was going crazy. I was like, this is not how, it's either me or her, because this is a nonfiction. I was like, oh. This book was a memoir. Christina and her basically writing about, like, her memoir, very loose quotations. This was really her just retelling the story of the natives of New Zealand from the white people's perspective, invading the island, as to be like, you know, everyone's always on the side of the natives, but like, were they really like that nice to the white people who came to invade their land? Like, I don't know. It seems like such a nice place here, but like, they were kind of savages back then, weren't they? Like, they were kind of savage. And I was like, what? And then the memoir part was just her talking about meeting her husband in New Zealand, who was a native of the land, and being like, we're just like so different, like as a couple, like no one would ever even like suspect that we would be together because we're just so different. Like, I'm just a small little dainty white girl from Boston, and my husband is this big, broad, exotic man from another land. Like, you would never expect us to be together. It's just so weird that we're together. Like, this has never even, this is like one for the history books. Like, we're truly like the coming together of the conqueror and the conquered. Like, oh my god, she even mentions in the book how she didn't really know what racism was until some guy like told her, like, girl, you, and she was like, that literally never occurred to me in my life that that was a thing that would happen to people. Oh my god, maybe racism is bad. I was like, I don't rate memoirs, but if I could rate this, I would give it -5 stars, because what the hell were you talking about? Oh my god. The other book I finished is Fair Play by Tove Jansson. I love this author. I will read anything that she ever writes because she made The Moomins, which is one of my all-time like top 5 comfort shows. If I am just down in the dumps, I just cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, I put on The Moomins and I get through it. But this book has absolutely nothing to do with that. This is a story, or they're like little, they're not really short stories, they're like little short little chapters from like these random moments in these 2 girls' lives. They're Mari and Yona. They live in the same apartment floor, and it's like their story like being together like around, you know, it was a little, cause you know, Tove's queen. It was really cute. It was cute. I honestly, at the beginning, I like wasn't feeling the characters. I was like, I don't really like the dynamic we have going on here. But I got to the end and I was like, I miss them. I miss them both so much. Give it 3 stars, and I would definitely read it again. Then the last book I finished. Y'all, I'm a mess. Today, I swear, every time I film a video, my life goes. Anyway, the last book I finished is The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks. This one was weird. I will say, one, the plot twist, I guess, like literally before the first chapter was even over, I was like, oh, well, surely it's this, right? Which is true. And I was a little like, strange things are afoot in the Circle K. So this book is about this, it's like a teenage boy. It's like this teenage boy named Francis, right? Lives with his dad, living out in the little outskirts of Scotland. Basically, Francis has killed 3 people in his life, right? Never got caught for any of them. And the whole story is you trying to figure out who he killed and how he did it, basically. I was really along for the ride with this one. This is a book that I have no idea how I found it. I was like randomly scrolling through like random, deep in the related to, similar to tag on like Libby a long time ago, like years ago. And I was like, you know what? This is like one of the few books I have on my list where I actually have like no idea even remotely like what the vibe or the plot or anything about the book is. Usually I'll buy books based on covers, but I'll know a little something like, oh, it fits in this genre or this genre. I had no idea what I was getting into with this one, but I was along for the ride and I was gobbling it up. I was eating it up. I was like, where are we going with this? What's gonna happen? Like, I will say this was written in 1984, and you can really tell that it was written in 1984. Like you can tell. It was good, but I will say, like, check the trigger warnings. Heavy on the check the trigger warnings before you read this, please. I should have looked into this a little bit more. Just a little bit more. You know, it was a journey. It was a time. It was quite a story. and I gave it 3 stars. And I didn't finish, but I got to page 200 of Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. He's the one who wrote Perks of Being a Wallflower. Never read that book. Never saw the movie either. But I got to page 200 of this. This is about a boy who goes missing in the woods for a few days, comes back. Things are looking up for him. But there's some creepy stuff going on out in the woods. So who knows how long those good times will last. Honestly though, like, I'm loving this. I know that like a lot of people, especially in like the booktube community, like hate this book. Like read it and were just like, no, not for me. But honestly, I'm gobbling this up. I'm tabbing it. I'm having a good old time because this book feels like what I wanted out of any Stephen King that I read. Stephen King is a great writer, mind you, but I read his first 3 books and he loves to just throw in the slurs, especially in The Shining. I was like, calm, you're a white man. You are white. Cut it out. It's giving The Shining minus the slurs. So I'm loving it. And honestly, depending on where this goes, it could be a 5 for me. It could be a 5. It really could. I'm zooming through it. But that's everything I read this weekend. Hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, sorry. See you when I see ya.